Nicole, what's your favorite flavor Skittle? Okay, Nicole. Thomas said that he had some sort of decline that was underlying that you helped or assisted with. So whether it was a medical decline or a decline of other sorts, you were there or assisted or cared, obviously, to some degree. He gives me a rose, which tells me he's like a father figure, but there's like two of them, which can mean it could be even potentially like a significant other saying thank you. Who is this person to you? Because if it's your father, you have very similar personalities. If it's a significant other, you're like this. I see similar personality traits, though, so you guys must have been just alike no matter who it is. That's why I kind of thought it was Dad. I'm like, I don't want to be like, is this your boyfriend? You guys seem related. Not anything like that. Okay, great. Good. So, like a father figure, great. Then he says he knows of how you're choosing to honor his memory. Oh, she's done all kinds of stuff, okay? And so I see a picture of him, special hanging on the wall. We put it up, like a little bit of shrine, like a little bit of a shrine for him. Maybe even something he wore, let's say. And then another thing is I'm seeing, and I don't often see them, but it's those plastic things, like in the hospital, like those plastic things, like maybe you still have that. So maybe he did pass medically or was in the hospital for something, or maybe that just emphasizes what medical thing he declined from that you were around. So, but then he's saying how you choose to honor his memory. All kinds of things. Like she has things of mine. She's put pictures up of me. And then I think you'd be the type of person to eventually get a tattoo as well. But I think that you had to be the grown-up as soon as he was gone. And even if you have siblings or even parents that are still available to take care of you, you had to take a lot of that responsibility on when it got to you. And so he tells us how he declined medically, and like she was able to be around, assist, do a little something at the end. So don't feel like you didn't get a chance to say goodbye, even if it was out of your realm. She goes, yes, he was actually on hospice, and so don't feel like, oh, I didn't know how to I couldn't be there enough. So I kind of vaguely feel like I want to write down the sign symbol of didn't get a chance to say goodbye, but I think it was kind of like out of the realm, you know what I'm saying? And then I feel like you guys have really similar personalities and the ability to care, the ability to shut yourself off sometimes emotionally and then come back like nothing ever happened. I think you get that from him, my dear. Hello, Dara. And so he says thank you, and then the thank you is for however you were able to be there or just make him feel seen and loved toward the end. And then he also says thank you for how you are honoring his memory as well, and thank you for. He's just very proud of you that you took on the responsibility of essentially having to restabilize your family after he ended up passing. He also says that you did something special for his celebration of life, or typed the eulogy, or made a special speech or something. I feel like you did something above and beyond. He wants to say thank you for that. I think that goes with the whole then you went the extra mile with putting up his things and stuff as well. But I think when it comes to planning music or the type of flowers or something, or typing the eulogy or doing that extra, I think there's something in there that you had gone the extra mile to do as well. How does that sound, Nicole? Tell me a little bit about Dad here. What did he pass from? He was on hospice. He gives me sign symbol for a cancer or medical deterioration. That's a sign symbol for cancerish right there. He's in a bunch of museums. Why do I feel like I talk to people that are in museums? Oh, the way he's displayed and how things are put up and display, memorializing him. Yeah. And I was like, you put this up and you took that extra time, you put the nail in, get it lined up. So this dude's in a bunch of museums. What did he do? What did he do? I gotta know. Museums kind of feel like a funeral hall. Why is that? Riddle me that, Gypsy. And at the end of each reading, Kato presents you with an impossible question. I like how center of the page this one is. Alright, how do you pass? You may be being filtered, but that's okay. We'll get there. One of your spirits. This is my second bag since I've sat down. I've got to stop. It was 2 for $4. You can't beat that. Okay. He worked for NJ. He worked for New Jersey. What's NJ? MJ? I just got 2 bags today, right? Me too. I'm like, you know what they would love to watch me do? Eat candy. Tell me you're not into it. Tell me it's not a little bit of the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Alright, tell me what he mean by he worked for NJ, and then how did he end up dying? What was this medical thing? Okay, so he worked for the state of New Jersey. Everyone's like, Michael Jackson? No, Michael Jordan. Nope, keep guessing. No, that's the state, New Jersey. My bad. And so, oh, thank you. And so, what's the medical thing he ended up passing from? Oh, he had diabetes, and that is overtime for sure. And then he ended up being on hospice, and then he died for issues most likely related to his diabetes, which is the underlying thing that declines him over time, and then she's around until she can't be around for it, and then he goes into hospice, and then he goes into these museums, and she like helps organize all this stuff, and he says thank you for everything you do, and talks about your similar personalities with each other. Honestly, your dad's a good communicator. Listen, he's very practical. He's not going to like bug you all day like someone's grandma on the other side is going to, right? He's the type of person that's going to wait until you're like at your wit's end, and you'll be like, oh, why didn't I think of that sooner? Because it wasn't available sooner. And that's exactly him when you're going through things. And that's exactly what someone with your genetics would do to you, you know? What did he do? And then Moke's Magical Mementos wants to know what he did for a living, because now everybody's curious, because we were already invested thinking it was Michael Jackson or something like that. Right, as Chandler pointed out. Whew, what a day.